Hi there and welcome to another Psdtuts plus spoon-fed Photoshop tutorial. I'm Gavin Steele, and in today's tutorial I'm going to take you through this quick tip on creating a barcode sticker in Photoshop. The original tutorial by Alex can be found at psd.tutsplus.com, so do check it out. It's a really great final product. We're creating this little sticker down here. It's really simple but can be used in lots of areas on product design and so on. We're also going to be creating this textured background just for good measure, so do check out our other videos in our video section, and let's start by loading up Photoshop. First thing we need to do is create a new document. It's going to be 1 pixel by 100 pixels. I'm going to click on OK. Tiny little canvas here so we can just zoom in a little bit. Like so. G on the keyboard to bring up our paint bucket tool. Make sure you've got black as your foreground color. And we're just going to click inside and fill that with black. Then we're going to head up to Edit, Define Brush Preset. Click on that. And we're going to call this Barcode. And then click on OK. I've already done mine. I'm going to click on Cancel. If you head over to your brush palette, you should see the very latest or the last one is this little black box. Leave your mouse over it and it should say, with any luck, Barcode. Brilliant. So we've created our brush. We can close this canvas down. You don't need to save it. I'm going to head over to File, New, and now we're going to create a new canvas that is 600 by 400 pixels and click on OK. Let's bring that out. Let's bring my layer stack over like so. I'm going to open up my background layer. I'm going to fill it with black for now, and then I'm just going to create a new layer. I'm going to fill that with white, and I'm going to turn off the black layer. Oh, it doesn't really matter for now, and create a new layer. And this is where we're going to create our barcode. I've got that brush selected, and if I just painted it in, we're going to get a really odd kind of look. So we need to change some of the presets for that. So in order to do that, we need to go to Window and make sure we have Brushes and our Brushes palette open like so. In your brush tip shape, set it to between 120 and 125. As you play around with that, you can paint over here as long as you've got the right color selected, and you can see how that looks. Let's delete that. So I'm going for 122% here. Scattering, both axes is unchecked, 0%, but 100 for our count jitter. And I'm going to move this to the side now. And if I just go across, we get a really nice barcode effect. But we need to make sure it's a straight line. So hold down Shift, click and drag, and voila, we get our barcode. Nice and easy. So I'm going to double click here and just call this barcode. Then I'm going to create a new layer. It's going to be our text, and just some random numbers can go in here. I'm informed that all barcodes have 3 6s in always at the middle, the start, the middle and the end. I'm not sure why, but that is what I'm told. So here's my barcode and the barcode number, and the font I used there was Silum, regular, 4 points just for this sticker, and there we have our barcode. The next thing that we need to do is play around with our actual sticker itself. So make sure you set the foreground color to white. You can hit X on the keyboard and that will set that to or flip your background to your foreground color. Head over to our rounded rectangular tool, and we're going to set the pixels to 4 pixels. Okay, we're going to come underneath our barcode layer, and I'm going to turn this layer off, and our barcode is going to disappear. So I'm not going to do that just yet. But on a new layer, underneath that, we're going to draw out our rectangle. So let's have the sticker start about here, and it's going to be a little stubby one like so. Now I can turn off this background layer and we have our sticker. So we need to play around with this a little bit more. So once you've done that, we're going to apply some layer styles. So double click on that layer, on our sticker layer. I've got the wrong one there. On this layer here, double click, load up our layer styles, and we're going to apply a drop shadow. So make sure you've got that checked, 25%. 120 is fine, so we're not going to change anything else there. Let's head over to our bevel and emboss. We're going to have that set to inner bevel. Smooth is fine, 100 is fine. We're going to be going up. We're going to set it to 0 and 0, like so. 120 degrees, check that. 30 is fine. Everything else is fine. Screen white 75, and we're going to reduce this. I'll multiply for our shadow mode. We're going to reduce that right down to 20. We're also going to apply a gradient overlay. So let's select that. It's going to be normal. We're going to reduce this down to 15%. And it's going to go white to black. So I'm going to click on reverse here. And we're going to set it to reflected. And 120 degrees. And finally 100%. Let's move that out of the way and see how we go with that. Let's click on OK. Now we'll really start to see this as we add in our texture on the background. So let me just add one last thing to our sticker. Let's give it a stroke, and the stroke is going to be 1 pixel, and the color, let's come into our color picker. The color is going to be D6, D6, D6. Click on OK and OK. So now we need to create that texture. So we can create a new layer, again underneath all the others, and I'm going to call this texture. And it's going to be black as well, so G on the keyboard, X to flip those two, G, fill this layer with black. Then we're going to head up to filter noise, and we're going to add some noise. We're going to add about 65% noise. We're going to have it set to monochromatic, that's fine. Click on OK. Then we're going to go to, excuse me, we're going to make sure our foreground color is set to white and the background set to black, so X on the keyboard again. This time we're going to go to filter, and we'll head down to sketch, and we're going to select torn edges, like so, and I'm going to bring this over. Okay, hopefully you can see all of that. And we're going to have torn edges set to 31, 11, and 19, like so. And click on OK. So we're starting to get that rough pattern behind our sticker. Then we're going to Command L, bring up our levels, and we're going to set our levels. We're going to bring this over to 115, and 225 is fine. Click on OK, and then we're going to hold Command U. Going to bring up our hue and saturation, and we're going to set our hue to 40, 49 for our saturation, and our lightness is going to be -39. Let's move that over. Let's make sure we've got colorize set. Sorry about that. Let's go back in. What was it? That was 45 or 40, sorry, 49 and -39. There we go. And let's click on OK. So it's starting to take shape here. Let's head up to noise again. Add noise. This time we're going to do 7%. Click on OK. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And we're going to set our Gaussian blur to 0.3 pixels. And we're going to click on OK. Last couple of steps now. We're going to create a new layer. Again, they're going to fill this with black, like so. And on this new layer, make sure you've got your foreground color set to white, background set to black. Head up to filter and noise and add noise. This time 120%. Click on OK. Filter, sketch, torn edges. Okay, and this time, let's make sure we can see these settings. We're going to change that to 1, 11, and 19. Let's click on OK. We're going to set that to screen in our settings and reduce that down to 50%, like so. Finally, we're going to add another new layer. So click on new layer. This time we're going to fill this with white, like so. Add noise, 120%, click on OK, and we're going to head up to filter and sketch once more, but this time we're going to use this bas relief, and we're going to set this to 15, 2, and bottom. Click on OK. Set this to overlay, and let's reduce the opacity down to about 25%. Okay, and that's the tutorial. Now my background texture is a little bit thicker than yours might be, but you get the idea. If we play around with some of those settings, we can really bring that in, but it's a little bit heavy in the background. But we've created a really quick little sticker here with our barcode, and that's the tutorial. So do check out Alex's written version. It's a very quick tip, and all of the steps are easily laid out for you to follow. So do check it out over at psd.tutsplus.com. I've been Gavin Steele. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Do check out our others on our videos section. Thanks very much.